Hey, Programming 12. Looks like we have ourselves a reasonable Goomba right now. Looks good. Moves, roughly Goomba-like. Of course, you could adjust all the properties and everything to make it work. But you know what? You can't die when you touch them. And, you can't squish them, which is sort of iconic for the Goomba. You can push it, but that's not really what we're looking for. So we're going to have to add in some kind of way to have the Goomba get dead and do some killing of Mario as well. So that's going to be in our act function. And, where should we put it? You know what? Collide looks like a great place. So let's go and add in some stuff into our collide function. Here we go. So right now we're only checking to see if we're colliding with walls. We can see if we're colliding with the player. So we can see if touching player. Conveniently, our F player, his name is set to player, so we can do this kind of check. So what should we do? Well, the easiest thing is just like, the thing dies. So, we could say world.remove. This keyword is pretty interesting. So this will refer to whatever Goomba is calling its collide function at the time. So you can use this keyword to access the object that is calling collide, which is the object that is calling the act function. So that'll be really convenient. Basically, it'll get rid of the Goomba that's touching the player. But don't forget to also remove it from our enemies list. So we also say enemies.remove this. That way we're not, still telling it to act and other things. It won't show up in the world, but it's just going to waste CPU power and possibly cause weird events to occur. So we can remove it, and yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. So it's not really a Goomba, though. I'm sure we'll all agree. It'll work, though. Let's just confirm. Sure, I can jump on it and it goes away. But if I go from the side, and that's a little bit tricky, it still dies. That's not how Mario plays. So we have to check to see if we're above the Goomba. If we're on top of the Goomba, well, then we should get rid of it. If we're below, I don't know, somewhere kind of beside the Goomba, it's gonna get us. So we're gonna fix that. So what I would do is just make an if statement to see if you're above or below the Goomba. So I guess we'll just compare the y coordinates. So I can say if let's see. So we got to get player dot get y. And now don't forget it's upside down y-axis, so we're going to say less than. That would mean it's above. If I said less than get y, then get y, since we're in the fGoomba class, it's going to refer to the Goomba's y position. Then we can say we die. It's not quite good enough though, because our y coordinates, when we're side by side, they're identical, and just a little bit up will unfortunately, it's still pretty side by side. In Mario, I don't know what the exact cutoff is, but I'm just going to estimate it's about half the grid size. So I'm going to subtract half the grid size from here to see if we can, only check collisions from the top of it, not at all from the side. So I'll just do grid size divided by 2, half grid size. Yeah, seems reasonable. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So we'll give it a run, and look at that. So I'll try to walk right in the. Oops! Oh, I killed it. I wanted to get in the corner. Okay. Yeah. So we're not killing it, but if we go up a little bit higher, and we can kind of experiment with this number. What's a good number? Minus grid size. We managed to get it there. I think it'll look a lot better when we actually, don't kill it. That's pretty good. And I'm not sure how to, kind of get a medium hit on it. Yeah, that looks like that would have killed me had I hit it like that. So, we can kind of play with the numbers there. So what should we do if this isn't the case? So if we're touching the player and that's not true, well, I guess we're the ones that should die. So, you can, decrease lives, all that kind of stuff. I will, say player dot lives minus minus, and we should probably set player.set position, back to the beginning. Or, if you have some kind of damage timer, where you take damage for a short period of time, then you can, work with that if you want to. So I'll say player dot set position for me. Just go back to the beginning of the game. So now, if I collide with the Goomba's side, ouch, I died. That looks pretty close. I might adjust it. Like, that was a little bit, that was a little bit harsh. Maybe I should, adjust it a little bit further. But I'll leave it up to you to decide sort of what the number is that you want to use. And yeah, I don't know. I'll see. That's basically how we can make it do some collisions. Yeah, that wasn't so good either. I don't know. So, maybe I'll leave it the way it was. Just minus grid size to check the collision at the very top of it. Okay, so you can do some other things like, hey, what if you wanted to give it like your player a little boost when it lands on the Goomba? That seems like a pretty standard thing. You could say player dot set velocity, and then I don't know if we have a VX here. We don't really want to override that, so we could just say, whatever the VX is, we're just not going to mess with that. Player dot get velocity X, but then we can give it some sort of like boost as it hits the top. I don't know if 300 is too much. Oh, I'm dying so fast. Oh, there we go. He has a little bump. Yeah, I think that was a little too. I'm going to do the divide by 2. Yeah, there we go. So, boop. There we go. Oh, that looks so good. I like that a lot. Give him a little boop jump. Is that the technical term? Boop. Yeah, that looks like Mario. So there you go. So this is all in our collide function. And if you have other things that you want to detect, this guy colliding with, maybe you have 2 Goombas and you'd like to see, if it touches a Goomba or it touches a wall, it bounces off a Goomba. Like, you can just add more details into these functions to spice up the behaviors. So that's the Goomba. I hope you were successful in creating it, and if not, call me over. We can look at it together. Next up, we're going to take a look at another kind of enemy. What happens if we make a new class that extends F Goomba? Well, that's going to be exciting because we will inherit all these animate, collide, and moves. So that's going to just be all sorts of fun. So I look forward to doing that. All right, folks, have yourselves a good day. We'll see you soon.